Hi, hello dear students, welcome to my channel Maths with Panindra. In this video, we are going to discuss about the concept of hyperbola, the introduction for the hyperbola, as well some important points regarding JEE Mains and MSET, BITSAT like competitive exams. This video, it will help a lot for the students, those who are preparing for the competitive exams related to mathematics, especially in the geometry part. Let us have a discussion about the hyperbola. What is meant by hyperbola? The conic section is said to be an hyperbola if the eccentricity value is greater than 1. See, conic sections we already discussed in the previous classes. This conic section can be divided into three types. One is parabola, another one is ellipse, third one is hyperbola, which we discussed already in the previous classes. Parabola and ellipse, we discussed number of questions based on that in the different videos. Now come to the concept of hyperbola. When we say that the conic section is said to be hyperbola, the conic section is said to be parabola, the eccentricity value is equal to 1, where E is called the eccentricity. If the eccentricity value is less than 1, then the conic section is said to be an ellipse. And the conic section is said to be hyperbola whose eccentricity is greater than 1. You have to remember this one. Hyperbola. After knowing this concept, conic section concept, the second degree general equation. What is second degree general equation? In the intermediate first year mathematics 1B, in that pair of straight lines, we have that second degree general equation. Yes, ax square plus 2hxy plus by square plus 2gx plus 2fy plus c equal to 0. The second degree general equation represents a hyperbola if and only if here two important conditions are there. One is delta is not equal to 0 and h square minus ab is greater than 0. You have to remember these two important. They will give an equation like the second degree general equation. That second degree general equation represents a hyperbola. Then only delta is not equal to 0 and h square minus ab is greater than 0. What is meant by delta? Delta, where delta equal to ABC plus 2FGH minus AF square minus BG square minus CH square. This is the value of delta. Whenever the second degree general equation satisfies with these two conditions, then we can say that the conic section is said to be hyperbola. Not only this, one more important condition is there. S is equal to 0 represents. S is equal to 0 means not circle here. Second degree general equation. S is equal to 0 represents rectangular hyperbola. Rectangular hyperbola. If here three conditions are there, not only these two conditions but also another condition. Delta is not equal to 0, h square minus ab is greater than 0 and a plus b equal to 0. So if S is equal to 0 satisfied with these three conditions, then we say that the second degree general equation represents a rectangular hyperbola. This is hyperbola, this is rectangular hyperbola. How to calculate the center of hyperbola? For the equation S is equal to ax square plus 2hxy plus by square plus 2gx plus 2fy plus c equal to 0. For this conic section hyperbola, you have to do that partially differentiate p, w, or px. Partially differentiate with respect to x and partially differentiate with respect to y. What is meant by partially differentiate with respect to x? Partially differentiate with respect to y. When we are doing partially differentiate with respect to x, we can treat y terms as a constant. Constant as anyway it is constant, but y terms also we are treating as a constant. Then after that normal derivative only you can do that. So that means it will come dou s by dou x, which is equal to 0. Put that as some equation 1. Partially differentiate with respect to y to this equation. You will get dou s by dou y equal to 0. Equation number 2. After that, solving these two, solving 1 and 2, we get center of hyperbola. This is the way you can do that. Otherwise, this you can making into the general form of, that means standard form of the hyperbola and getting the center. That is the different way, that is general procedure. But by using shortcut formula, you have to calculate the values of dou s by dou x and dou s by dou y, partially differentiate with respect to x and y, and get the values of x, y as a center of hyperbola. We will move to the standard equation of hyperbola and we will discuss the points. We will discuss about the standard form of the hyperbola. What is standard form of the hyperbola? The standard form of the hyperbola is x square by a square minus y square by b square equal to 1. This is called standard equation of hyperbola. See here, we will discuss about the figure of this hyperbola. This is the figure of hyperbola. Hyperbola which cuts the curve of hyperbola which cuts the x-axis and y-axis. But at x-axis, at the points A and B, A and A dash, the curve hyperbola which cuts the x-axis. X-axis means in this hyperbola terms it will be transferred axis. This is called transferred axis. Transform axis. And this y-axis in terms of hyperbola is called conjugate axis. Conjugate axis. Why we are saying this is conjugate axis means that is imaginary axis. Why? Because on this x-axis, transformed axis, on this x-axis y coordinate is 0. So y is equal to 0 if you put in this, it meets x-axis at A and A dash. A and A dash. So x is equal on x-axis y is equal to 0. If you put, it will becomes x square equal to a square. So then x is equal to plus or minus a. So this point a will becomes a comma 0 and a dash will becomes minus a comma 0. These are called vertices of hyperbola. A comma a dash are called vertices of hyperbola. And if you put this meets y-axis at b and b dash, you have to imagine it is b dash, then y square equal to minus b square will come. So y is equal to plus or minus root minus b square. Minus means what? I square in the complex numbers, iota. So root over I square b square. So plus or minus ib will come. So this is the reason, these are the imaginary values. So that is the reason this y-axis will become as a conjugate axis. Conjugate axis. You have to imagine this axis. You have to imagine. So at the points b and b dash simply, but no need to write, just for the sake of our convenience we are taking. And the line which is perpendicular to the transform axis and which are like this. These lines are called directrices. Directrix. Even this is also directrix. So plural word is directrices, which are Z and Z dash. Z and Z dash. These two are directrices of the. And here for the hyperbola, this is the center of the hyperbola. The fixed points are there, S and S dash. These fixed points are called foci, or two focus are there. So that is the reason plural word as foci. S and S dash are foci. The coordinates of foci I will discuss. One of the focus, S and S dash. In this is already we discussed as an imaginary axis. This is transformed axis. If the position of a point in the plane with respect to hyperbola, how to define is by using power of point. In the circle we discussed. S is equal to x square by a square minus y square by b square minus 1 equal to 0 is a hyperbola. Calculate the value of S11. It will be reverse in the other cases. S11 is less than 0. The point is outside. The point is outside of hyperbola. If S11 is equal to 0, the point lies on hyperbola. If S11 is greater than 0, the point inside of hyperbola. Generally, S11 is less than 0 means it will be point inside. But whereas in the hyperbola concept, it will be reverse. S11 is less than 0, the point is outside of the hyperbola. S11 equal to 0, the point is lying on the hyperbola. S11 is greater than 0, the point is inside the hyperbola. This is the information about hyperbola. We will discuss in hyperbola whose equation is equal to minus 1, x square by a square minus y square by, suppose this equation, x square by a square minus y square by b square equal to minus 1. This equation is called conjugate hyperbola. Conjugate hyperbola. Why we are saying this equation is conjugate hyperbola? This hyperbola which turns 90 degrees in the anti-clockwise direction. That means this figure completely will be rotated through an angle 60 degrees, this curve will becomes, the figure will become like this one. This is called conjugate hyperbola. In this conjugate hyperbola, this transformed axis as well as conjugate axis will be reversed. It will be transformed. Transformed will become conjugate axis will become transformed axis. So that type of hyperbola is called conjugate hyperbola. That also simultaneously I will give the information about these hyperbolas. The next one, the information about hyperbola as well as conjugate hyperbola. Come to hyperbola. The standard equation of hyperbola is x square by a square minus y square by b square equal to 1. Whose center is at Q? C is equal to 0, 0. So center of this hyperbola, C of 0, 0. After center, eccentricity of the hyperbola. Before eccentricity, this curve, hyperbola curve, meets x-axis. X-axis in the sense, I already said that it is transverse axis. Better to write here. This is called the transverse axis. Transformed axis or transverse axis, which cuts at the points A and A dash. A and A dash are called vertices of a hyperbola. Vertices. So A equal to, at a time I am writing, instead of writing A dash, A of A comma 0 minus A comma 0. After that, next eccentricity. E is equal to eccentricity of hyperbola, a square plus b square divided by a square. Denominator should be equal to a square. A square plus b square by a square, eccentricity of hyperbola. Next, foci. The coordinates of foci. S and S dash are the fixed points, so which are called foci of the hyperbola. Foci, which are denoted by S, which are at a distance of AE units from the center of the hyperbola. So plus or minus AE comma 0. Foci of hyperbola. S equal to plus or minus AE comma 0. Next, the line which is passing through the focus and perpendicular to the transverse axis is called latus rectum. See here, this is called the latus rectum. Latus rectum. The equation of line passing through the focus and perpendicular to the transverse axis is called latus rectum, and whose ends of the latus rectum are, here I am going to write, ends means directly you will find out the length of latus rectum, LLR. Length of the latus rectum is equal to 2b square by a. Length of latus rectum. Here AE comma b square by a, AE comma minus b square by a will come, the ends. Next, after length of latus rectum, directrices. The line which is perpendicular to transverse axis or the line which is parallel to conjugate axis. This is called conjugate axis. We discussed now y-axis is conjugate axis. So here Z dash and Z, which are intersecting at the points Z and Z dash. This is A point, which are at a distance of A by E units from the center. So this is x is equal to A by E. This is x is equal to minus A by E. So the equations of directrices. Are x is equal to plus or minus A by E. x is equal to plus or minus a by b. Eccentricity over center, foci, LLR and equation of directrices. This is the information about hyperbola. And it's come to the conjugate hyperbola, it will be exactly reverse. So in the conjugate hyperbola means what we discussed, x square by a square minus y square by b square equal to minus 1. So that means this curve absolutely 90 degrees rotated in the anti-clockwise direction. So the equation of hyperbola will become x square by a square minus y square by b square equal to minus 1. So the equation will become like this. This is the center of conjugate hyperbola, and this is called transverse axis now. Transverse axis. So it is here. These are the directrices. These are the foci, S and X dash. Center is always 0, 0 only, but the remaining will be changes. Here Z and Z dash. Here B and B dash. These are the vertices. Center will be same. Center C 0, 0. Vertices A equal to, sorry, not A, B, plus or minus small b, 0. Plus or minus small b, 0. Only change is here plus or minus, not plus or minus, no, here on y-axis 0, plus or minus b. 0, plus or minus b. Observe carefully. Conjugate axis is y-axis, so on y-axis exponent is 0, observe it. So now come to the eccentricity. In the eccentricity, E is equal to, same answer, but the denominator will be b square. So root over a square plus b square divided by b square. So this we can assume that E1 or E dash. The eccentricity of conjugate hyperbola is E1 or E dash. Root over a square plus b square by b square. Now come to the foci. The coordinates of foci, yes, it is denoted by s. Anyway, in the conjugate hyperbola, x coordinate is 0 now. So 0, plus or minus BE. 0, plus or minus BE. Here, plus or minus AE, 0. Here, 0, plus or minus BE. After that, length of lattice rectum. The line which is passing through the focus, either this one or this one. From here to here. Length of lattice rectum. LLR for this. 2a square by b will come. 2a square by b. When it is conjugate hyperbola. So the ends of the hyperbola will becomes a square by b, be. A square by b, be. The ends of the lattice rectum. Next, the equations of directrices. These are the directrices. Directrices. Which are at a distance of b by e units. The equations of directrices. Y is equal to plus or minus b by e. Y is equal to plus or minus b by e. This is about hyperbola and conjugate hyperbola. Just one more concept, that is, it will be extended of this matter. These two curves which are center at 0, 0, that means origin. If the center is not at origin, what is the information, that is like the center, vertices, foci, LLR and equation of directrices? What will be changes? If the center is not at origin, if it is at h, k, we will see that information. I will rub this information, only I will write it how it will be. Yeah, so we will discuss now the hyperbola whose center at h, k. So the equation of hyperbola whose center at h, k is x minus h whole square by a square minus y minus k whole square by b square equal to 1. So center will be h, k. See, whatever h, k is there here, that we can write it. The vertices will be from center whenever it is h, k. From here to here distance is a is there. So h plus a, h plus or minus a, k. Just we have to add h, k for 0 comma vertices means a comma 0, you know that for that a comma 0 you can add h comma k for x coordinate as well as y coordinate. So h plus or minus a comma k. Now eccentricity there will be no change at all. Why? Because eccentricity is not dependent on these values. Now come to the foci. Foci is previously we wrote plus or minus a comma 0. Whenever h comma k is the center is h comma k, you have to add h comma k for this focus. So h plus or minus a e comma k. So this is called the foci of hyperbola whose center at h comma k. Next LLR, length is, it won't be any changes. Length will be constant, so 2b square by a. When the center is at origin or center is not at origin, the length will be no change. Even the equation of directrices, here also will change. Equation of directrices will becomes what? X is equal to h plus or minus a by e. X equal to h plus or minus a by e. That means this equation is x is equal to h plus a by e. This is x is equal to h minus a by e. These equations are called directrices. So combined equation we are writing x equal to h plus or minus a by e. Now come to the conjugate hyperbola. The hyperbola which is said to be conjugate hyperbola whose center is at h comma k is in the form of x minus h whole square by a square minus y minus k whole square by b square equal to minus 1. Center is at h comma k. What are the vertices? Previously we wrote 0 comma plus or minus b we wrote here. So 0 comma plus or minus b, for that h comma k you can add it. So h comma k plus or minus b, these are the vertices of this hyperbola. Now eccentricity there is no change at all. E1 equal to root over a square plus b square by b square. And foci will be changed. Foci is what? 0 comma plus or minus b. For that we can add h comma k. So h comma k plus or minus be. These are the coordinates of foci. Even length of lattice rectum also it won't change anything. Length of lattice rectum will be 2a square by b. But whereas come to the concept of directrices, it will change. So y is equal to k plus or minus b by e. So this one is y is equal to k plus b by e. This one is y is equal to k minus b by e. These are the two equations, directrices equations. Y equal to k plus or minus b by e. So this is about the information we will discuss in the next concepts, the next some important points also I will discuss. The next concept is, after completing of center, foci, eccentricity, directrices, lattice rectum, after that the relation between eccentricities of hyperbola and conjugate hyperbola. E be the eccentricity of hyperbola x square plus by a square minus y square by b square is equal to 1. That is, E is equal to, for this hyperbola, eccentricity is a square plus b square divided by a square. This is about E value. E1 be the E1 or E dash. E1 be the eccentricity of conjugate hyperbola. X square by a square minus y square by b square is equal to minus 1. That is, E1 is equal to root over a square plus b square divided by b square. So both the formulas we have to remember. Now we are going to calculate the relation between E and E1. The relation this value you can do that squaring on both sides, and the reciprocal, if you write it, 1 by e square is equal to a square by a square plus b square. If you do that, squaring on both sides and taking the reciprocal. Even here also, taking reciprocal and squaring on both sides, 1 by e1 square is equal to b square by a square plus b square. So now consider 1 by e square plus 1 by e1 square. So 1 by e square value is what? A square by a square plus b square. 1 by e1 square is b square by a square plus b square. So a square divided by a square plus b square plus b square by a square plus b square. Now take LCM a square plus b square. So adding the, whenever denominators are same, you can add the numerators. So a square plus b square, a square plus b square get cancelled, which is equal to 1. Therefore, 1 by e square plus 1 by e1 square is equal to 1. Or we can write like this also. If you simplify this one, taking LCM and all, e square, e1 square. So here e square is going to get cancelled, e1 square times it will be, plus here e1 square is going to get cancelled, here e square is equal to 1. Cross multiply, e1 square plus e square is equal to e square, e1 square. So either this one or this one. The relation between eccentricity and conjugate hyperbola eccentricity is e1 square plus e square equal to e square, e1 square. This is about the relation between e and e dash. After knowing of this concept, let us discuss one more important concept about the rectangular hyperbola. Otherwise, I will discuss it separately. Next, the rectangular hyperbola concept. What is meant by rectangular hyperbola? The hyperbola is said to be rectangular hyperbola whose transverse axis is equal to conjugate axis. The length of conjugate axis how much? 2b. The length of transverse axis 2a. So 2 get cancelled. Then a is equal to b. The hyperbola which is said to be rectangular hyperbola if the length of transverse axis is equal to length of conjugate axis. Both are equal. Then how to calculate the eccentricity of rectangular hyperbola? E is equal to, generally what is the hyperbola eccentricity? A square plus b square divided by a square. So wherever a is there, you have to replace with b. It will become b square plus b square divided by b square. So that means square root of 2b square divided by b square. B square get cancelled, root 2. Therefore, the eccentricity of rectangular hyperbola E equal to root 2. Conclusion. Therefore, the eccentricity of rectangular hyperbola is E is equal to root 2. You make a note, it's very important. The rectangular hyperbola. What is the general form of rectangular hyperbola? When A is equal to B, the hyperbola equation generally x square by a square minus y square by b square equal to 1, no? So whenever A is equal to B here, in place of b substitute a, x square by a square minus y square by a square equal to 1. So to take LCM, this equation will becomes x square minus y square equal to a square. This is the equation of rectangular hyperbola. And not only this model, and another form of the rectangular hyperbola is xy is equal to c square is also another equation of rectangular hyperbola. Wherever you are getting xy equal to c square or xy equal to 1, xy equal to 2. These equations are called rectangular hyperbola equations. We will move to the next concept. The line y is equal to mx plus c is to be tangent to the hyperbola. Tangent equation, condition for the point of contact, like this we will discuss. Next concept. The line y is equal to mx plus c is to be tangent. The line y is equal to mx plus c is to be tangent to the hyperbola. X square by a square minus y square by b square equal to 1. Then the condition is, c square equal to a square m square minus b square. This is the condition. The line y equal to mx plus c is to be tangent, or we can write it as c is equal to square root of this value, so plus or minus root over a square m square minus b square. C square equal to a square m square minus b square is the condition for the line y equal to mx plus c is to be tangent. See here, the figure will come like this. This is the hyperbola curve. The line y is equal to mx plus c is to be tangent. Y is equal to mx plus c. So this is P is called point of contact. P is called point of contact. Next point of contact only. The line touches the line y is equal to mx plus c. The line y is equal to mx plus c is to be tangent. At P. The line y equal to mx plus c is to be tangent at P to the hyperbola. Then the point of contact. Equal to minus a square m by c comma minus b square by c. This is called point of contact. That means this point is there, no? This point P is called point of contact. When the line touching the hyperbola, then the point of contact will be E. Now the equation of tangent with slope m, that also we are going to write. The equation of tangent with slope m to the hyperbola is y is equal to mx plus or minus root over a square n square minus b square. The line y is equal to mx plus or minus root of a square n square minus b square. This is the equation of tangent with slope m. So in this equation y is equal to mx plus c. In place of c, substituted this value. So it is called equation of tangent with slope m to the hyperbola. After completing of tangent equation, we need to discuss about the director circle. The point of intersection of perpendicular tangents to the hyperbola is called director circle. How it will come means, this equation y is equal to mx is there, no? Plus or minus root over a square m square minus b square. Mx we can take this side. Y minus mx is equal to plus or minus a square n square minus b square under root. Squaring on both sides and simplifying a minus b whole square expansion. Y square plus m square x square minus 2mxy minus a square m square plus b square equal to 0. Now from these two m square take common. M square into x square minus a square plus m into minus 2xy plus y square plus b square. It is a quadratic equation in M. It is a quadratic equation in M. It is a quadratic equation in M. Then it has two roots. M1 and M2 respectively. M1 and M2 respectively. M1 and 2 respectively. Where M1 is equal to tan theta 1. M2 equal to tan theta 2. Slopes of two tangents. Slopes of two tangents. Wait a minute now. Here M1 and M2 are the slopes of their tangents, of two tangents. After the sum of the slopes and product of the slopes, M1 plus M2 equal to minus b by a. Here minus of minus 2xy divided by a value is x square minus a square. 2xy divided by x square minus a square. And product of the slopes, M1 M2 equal to c by a. C value is y square plus b square by a value is x square minus a square. Y square plus b square divided by x square minus a square. Based on this concept, they make chances to ask the question in the competitive exams based on M1 and M2 or M1 plus M2, M1, M2. After knowing of this one, director circle. What is meant by director circle? Here two tangents are there. Y is equal to mx plus or minus root over a square m square minus b square. The point of intersection of perpendicular tangents. The locus of point of intersection, PI means point of intersection of perpendicular tangents. Perpendicular tangents to the hyperbola. To the hyperbola called director circle. Director circle. What is meant by director circle? This is the definition. What is the equation of director circle? Locus of point of intersection of perpendicular tangents. So perpendicular tangents means the tangents are perpendicular. When the lines are perpendicular, what is the condition? M1 M2 equal to minus 1. So M1 M2 value is there. So M1 M2 equal to minus 1. So that implies that y square plus b square divided by x square minus a square is equal to minus 1. If you do the cross multiplication, you will get y square plus b square is equal to minus x square plus a square. So minus x square we are taking this side and b square we are taking this side. You will get x square plus y square is equal to a square minus b square. This is called director circle of the hyperbola, and this equation can be written as x square plus y square. A square minus b square can be written as square root of a square minus b square whole square. It is in the form of x square plus y square equal to r square. So the equation of director circle whose center at origin radius r equal to root over a square minus b square. Center of director circle. Center of director circle. Zero comma 0. Radius. Radius of director circle. R is equal to root of a square minus b square. After that, we will enter into parametric point, equations, equation of tangent, equation of normal at x1, y1. We will discuss now. The next concept is equation of tangent, equation of normal. P of x1 comma y1 be any point on the hyperbola. S is equal to 0. That is, S equal to 0 means x square by s square minus y square by b square equal to 1. Or minus 1 equal to 0. Better to write minus 1 equal to 0. So the figure will come like this now. This is equation of hyperbola. I am taking here some point P, x1, y1. The line which touches at the point P is called tangent equation. Tangent. Obviously, this is a normal equation. So, what is the equation of tangent at x1, y1? The equation of tangent at P of x1, y1, the equation of tangent at P of x1, y1 to the hyperbola, s is equal to 0 is s1 equal to 0. That is xx1 by a square minus yy1 by b square is equal to 1. This is called equation of tangent at the point x1, y1 to the hyperbola. This is equation of tangent. Similarly, the equation of normal, which is perpendicular to this line. Slope of this line is minus x coefficient by 2 by x coefficient by y coefficient. So here minus x1 by a square, minus cancel, y1 by b square. So if you simplify, that slope will come. The equation of normal at P of x1 comma y1 to the hyperbola, s is equal to 0 is equation of normal at x1 comma y1 to hyperbola is a square x by x1 plus b square y by y1 is equal to a square plus b square. This is about the equation of normal. We equation of normal. A square x by x1 plus b square y by y1 equal to x square plus b square is called the equation of normal. After knowing of this information, we need to discuss about the parametric equations. What are the parametric equations? X is equal to a secant theta and y is equal to b tan theta are called parametric equations. Parametric equations of hyperbola. S is equal to 0. If we represent as a point x comma y, p of x comma y which is equal to p of a secant theta comma b tan theta. This is also represented as p of theta is called parametric point. Is called parametric point. Is called parametric point. On the hyperbola. After that, at a parametric point, we need to calculate equation of tangent and normal. That means in place of x1, y1, substitute a secant theta, b tan theta. You will get the equation of tangent at p of theta, equation of normal at p of theta. The next point is the equation of tangent at p of theta to the hyperbola is in place of x1, y1 substitute a secant theta, b tan theta. So we will get x by a secant theta minus y by b tan theta is equal to 1. X by a secant theta minus y by b tan theta equal to 1. Just in place of x1, y1 substitute a secant theta, b tan theta, we will get it. The next one, the equation of normal. The equation of normal at p of theta to the hyperbola is a square xy, x1 value is 0, so ax by secant theta plus by tan theta. In place of x1, y1 substitute this value is equal to a square plus b square. This is the equation of normal at p of theta. Equation of tangent, equation of normal at x1, y1. Equation of tangent at equation of normal at p of theta. Yeah. Here, one more important concept here we have to discuss, dear students. Auxiliary circle. What is meant by auxiliary circle? The circle which is described on transverse axis of the hyperbola is called auxiliary circle. See, this is the figure. This is hyperbola equation curve. A dash A. This is called transverse axis of the hyperbola. These are the foci or foci. These two are directrices Z and Z dash, and this is C. If the circle describes on transverse axis, A dash is called transverse axis, no? Transverse axis, then this circle is called auxiliary circle. For auxiliary circle, center is 0, 0. From here to here it is radius A units. So The equation of circle with center 0, 0, radius a units is what? X square plus y square equal to a square. So auxiliary equation of circle is x square plus y square equal to a square. When for x square by a square minus y square by b square equal to 1. Suppose if it is conjugate hyperbola, x square plus y square equal to b square. If it is conjugate hyperbola, x square by a square minus y square by b square equal to minus 1. If it is conjugate hyperbola, that means the figure will become like this now. At this time, the equation of auxiliary circle is x square plus y square equal to b square. Equal to minus 1 is there means b square, plus 1 is there a square. This is about auxiliary circle. One more important point regarding the point which lies on the hyperbola. Two important points. S and S dash are the foci of hyperbola and P be any point on the hyperbola. The focal distances, the distance between focus and foci and the point on the hyperbola is called focal distance. So SP is focal distance, S dash P is also a focal distance. The difference of focal distances SP minus S dash P is equal to 2a, equal to length of transverse axis. When the equation of hyperbola is in this form, x square by a square minus y square by b square equal to 1. Suppose if it is, the hyperbola is in this form. So S is here, S dash will be here. So when the hyperbola is in this form, x square by a square minus y square by b square equal to minus 1, then mod sp minus s dash p is equal to 2b. The difference of focal distances is equal to 2a when it is in the standard form. If it is conjugate hyperbola, mod sp minus s dash p equal to 2b. Now we will discuss about the asymptotes of the hyperbola that I am going to discuss now. The next concept is asymptotes of the hyperbola. This concept is also very, very important. It will play a very important role in the hyperbola concepts. Asymptotes What is meant by asymptotes of the hyperbola? The equations of tangents which touches at infinite point to the hyperbola curve are called asymptotes of the hyperbola. So this is the hyperbola curve. So the equation of tangent which touches at infinite point, we don't know, somewhere it is in the curve. Even here also. The equation of tangents which touches at infinite point to the curve is called asymptotes of the hyperbola. So infinite point means already we know the point of contact, minus a square m by c minus b square by c. When this point will become infinite point, whenever denominator goes to be 0, so c is equal to 0. That means a square m square minus b square equal to 0. Just now we calculated the value of c. C equal to root of plus or minus a square m square minus b square. No? So in that, a square m square is equal to b square, m square equal to b square by a square. So m is equal to plus or minus b by a. So the slopes of asymptotes of the hyperbola are y is equal to plus or minus b by a. How to write that equations? One equation is plus b by a, another equation is minus b by a. The equations of asymptotes of the hyperbola. Asymptotes of hyperbola. X square by a square minus y square by b square equal to 1, or x square by a square minus y square by b square equal to 0. For this hyperbola equation, these equations are called asymptotic equations. That is, x square by a square minus y square by b square equal to 0. So it is in the form of a square minus b square. So we can write it as x by a whole square minus y by b whole square is equal to 0. X by a minus y by b into x by a plus y by b is equal to 0. So these two lines are called asymptotes of the hyperbola. We can write as combined equation as x by a plus or minus y by b equal to 0. Even if you want to write generally, you will get plus or minus b by a. See how? If you take this one, x by a is equal to y by b. So from this, y is equal to b by a into x. If you write this equation, x by a equal to minus y by b, this y is equal to plus or minus b by x. Now onwards, you remember, both are same. These two are same, equal. This equation or this equation, both are same. So the asymptotes of the hyperbola are y is equal to plus or minus b by x. So one asymptote, the angle between asymptotes is theta, and these two are the asymptote equations. One is y is equal to b by x, another one is y is equal to minus b by x. Two asymptotes. This equation, if you compare with y is equal to mx, m1 is equal to b by a, m2 is equal to minus b by a. m1 is equal to b by a, m2 equal to minus b by a. So these are the two slopes. The angle between, generally if you think about this slope m equal to, this asymptote make an angle alpha with the x-axis. X-axis means a transverse axis. So m is equal to tan alpha. Generally m is equal to b by a, only know, instead of taking a plus or minus b by a is the slope. Tan alpha. So m b by a is equal to tan alpha. From this you can write alpha value also. Alpha is equal to tan inverse of b by a. So m1 is equal to b by a and m2 equal to minus b by a. Now angle between asymptotes. The angle between the asymptotes. This concept is also very important. Angle between them is theta. Then tan theta equal to mod m1 minus m2 by 1 plus m1 m2. What is m1? B by a. m2 minus b by a, minus or minus plus b by a, by 1 minus m1 m2, b by a into minus b by a. So b by a m1 b by a. I already wrote minus b by a is here, which is equal to b by a plus b by a, 2 into b by a divided by 1 minus b by a whole square. So tan theta equal to, in place of b by a, can I write tan alpha? So 2 tan alpha by 1 minus tan square alpha. 2 tan alpha by 1 minus tan square alpha is the formula for tan 2 alpha. So tan theta is equal to tan 2 alpha. So by comparing, theta is equal to 2 alpha. What is alpha here? Tan inverse of b by a. So therefore, theta equal to 2 times of tan inverse of b by a. The angle between the asymptotes of the hyperbola theta is 2 into tan inverse of b by a. But sometimes they are asking in the different way in terms of secant. That is equal to 2 times of secant tan inverse x is equal to secant inverse of root over 1 plus b by a whole square. Why? Because tan inverse x equal to secant inverse of root of 1 plus x square is the formula. That is equal to 2 into secant inverse of root of a square plus b square divided by a square. This is the formula for eccentricity of the hyperbola only, no? E is equal to root over a square plus b square by a square. So theta is equal to 2 secant inverse of E. You can write like this also. So the angle between the asymptotes is theta equal to tan inverse of B by A or theta equal to 2 secant inverse of E. Any formula we can use it. Two more important results based on the asymptotes. The area formed by asymptotes of the hyperbola and a tangent to the hyperbola. Suppose your point is there. This is the tangent equation. This area is there, no? This spot area. This area. The area of triangle formed by the asymptotes, the tangent and asymptotes of hyperbola. Asymptotes of hyperbola is equals to AB. You remember, this is the standard result. The area of triangle formed by the tangent and asymptotes of the hyperbola is equal to AB. So this area, whatever I draw that shaded region, that region is equal to AB units. And not only that one more important result is there. This is the hyperbola figure. These are the asymptotes. Point P, here also another point Q. This is D2, this is D1. The product of perpendicular distances from a point on the ellipse. The product of perpendicular distances. From a point P on a hyperbola to its asymptotes is a square b square divided by a square plus b square. It's very important result. Even in IB also we will cover that. This is the product of perpendicular distances from a point on hyperbola to its asymptotes is always equal to a square b square by a square plus b square. It's a standard result. It's very important result. Just you can prove that by taking a secant theta, b tan theta for the first asymptote, for the second asymptote. After that, perpendicular distances find out, and product, if you do that, you will get this answer a square b square by a square plus b square. Till now we discussed about the maximum of the concepts I covered in the hyperbola. This is quick revision about the hyperbola, dear students. In the next video, we are going to discuss some problems related to the hyperbola, different category type questions which are they asked in the previous JEE Mains and MSET questions. We will discuss in the next video. Thank you all for your support. Maths with Panindra.